I just can't afford for you to fall in love with me.
Okay, wait a
Oh, no, that's not what I meant when I said...
yourself, Your Majesty.
At its heart, Red, White, and Royal Blue is a love story, and by the end of both the movie and the book, Prince Henry and Alex Claremont Diaz get their happily ever after. But of course, we want more. Ever since the film dropped in summer 2023, fans have been wondering if there would be a sequel. Well, good news, the answer is yes. Amazon MGM officially confirmed in May 2024 that a second movie is in the works. So let's dive into everything we know about Red, White, and Royal Blue 2. Fans of Red, White, and Royal Blue can officially rejoice. Nicholas Galitzine and Taylor Zakhar Perez are set to reprise their roles as Prince Henry and Alex Claremont Diaz in the highly anticipated sequel. And that's not all. Matthew Lopez, who directed the first film, is back to write the script alongside Casey McQuiston, the author of the beloved novel. McQuiston hasn't ruled out the idea of a Red, White, and Royal Blue book sequel, so their involvement in the movie story is pretty exciting. In an interview with Hello, they teased, "I will say that I have plenty of ideas for stories set in this world and would love a chance to explore one of them someday. I would be surprised if you've seen the last of Alex and Henry." That's definitely promising. If you're eager to get a glimpse into what happens next, the collector's edition of Red, White, and Royal Blue features a new chapter from Henry's perspective, set a few years after the events of the book. While it's unclear if that will influence the sequel's plot, it's still a fun way to stay connected to their story. As for what Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 will actually be about, even the cast doesn't know much yet. At the 2024 Emmys, Zakhar Perez told Variety that he deliberately avoided learning any details. "I can't tell you anything, and this is for a fact because I said, don't tell me anything, because if I'm asked about it, it's going to be tough not to Tom Holland it and talk a little about Spider-Man," he joked. The only hint he has? The special edition of the book, which he speculated might tie into the second movie's plot. So where could the story go from here? The first movie focused on Alex and Henry falling for each other and keeping their relationship a secret while navigating the pressures of their high-profile families. By the end, they get their happy ending, but that doesn't mean their story is over. If Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 explores their lives as an openly out couple in the public eye, that could bring an entirely new set of challenges. A queer rom-com that focuses on an established relationship rather than another coming-out story would be a refreshing change of pace. One potential direction could be diving into how Alex and Henry's romance is received by the world. Do they face pushback? Are they embraced? Do their responsibilities as public figures put a stain on their relationship? The movie could lean into these real-world struggles, or it might choose to stick with the warm, feel-good vibes of the original while avoiding heavier topics like bigotry and discrimination. Many romantic sequels tend to throw obstacles in the couple's path, whether it's long-distance struggles, career conflicts, or personal doubts. Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 could see Alex and Henry encountering their first real bumps in the road. Whatever the case, fans can expect a story that brings both drama and romance, with plenty of swoon-worthy moments between our favorite fictional first son and British prince. With Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 moving forward without a direct book adaptation to follow, the sequel has the creative freedom to introduce new characters and expand its world in fresh and exciting ways. This opens the door for the addition of a major Hollywood star, which could elevate the film's appeal and bring even more attention to the project. Since the first movie was already a massive success for Prime Video, adding an A-list actor to the cast would only enhance its draw, especially for audiences who might not have been as familiar with the original story. A high-profile addition could take on the role of a political rival, a new royal family member, or even a mentor figure for Alex or Henry. With the sequel likely focusing on their relationship in the public eye, there's plenty of room for conflict or support from outside forces. Someone like Meryl Streep as a formidable political opponent, or Hugh Grant as a witty yet strict royal advisor could bring a new level of prestige to the film. Alternatively, a big-name actor could play a charismatic antagonist, perhaps a journalist determined to uncover scandal or a public figure stirring controversy around their romance. Bringing in an A-list star isn't just about adding star power for the sake of it, it's about making the most of the film's newfound creative freedom. Without a book to follow, the sequel can take risks, explore new dynamics, and introduce characters that shake things up in meaningful ways. If done right, a major casting addition could not only boost the film's hype, but also give Alex and Henry's love story even more depth and excitement. While there's still a lot we don't know about Red, White, and Royal Blue 2, one thing's for sure, it's happening and the excitement is only growing. With McQuiston involved in crafting the story, we can bet the sequel will stay true to the heart of what made the first movie such a hit. Now we just have to wait for more details to drop. Of course, making a sequel comes with its own set of challenges, and if history repeats itself, Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 might have some interesting hurdles to overcome. We already know the first film had its fair share of behind-the-scenes moments, some hilarious, some a little tricky. Take for example a slightly awkward exchange between director Matthew Lopez and Taylor Zakhar Perez during filming. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Lopez recalled a moment when Zakhar was feeling a bit unsure about an intimate scene, not because of nerves, but because of his natural body hair. Here's how it went down. I go into Taylor's trailer. We've been making this movie for like 5-6 weeks at this point, and Karen, his hair and makeup artist, looks at Taylor and says, "Alright, tell him what you told me." Lopez shared, and Taylor goes, "I don't know if I should shave or not." At first, Lopez thought he was talking about his face, but no. I'm like, "Your face?" And he goes, "No, babe." Cue the director bringing in a chaperone, his hair and makeup person, to make sure everything stayed professional. Then Taylor lowered his pants and said, "Look at my ass." Lopez's response? "You're fine. You look great. A body itself, as it is naturally, is a gorgeous thing." I told Taylor, "Yeah, just bring your hairy butt to set." That's one way to handle things. Lopez, of course, is no stranger to navigating tricky situations. Before Red, White, and Royal Blue, he was already a highly respected playwright and screenwriter. His 2006 play The Whipping Man earned critical acclaim, and he has gone on to create several other successful works, including The Inheritance, which has been hailed as one of the most awarded plays in recent years. For a first-time feature director, the last thing Lopez needed was a behind-the-scenes mishap that could derail everything, but he handled it like a pro, proving that his talents go beyond writing and directing. He's also got the perfect mix of humor and diplomacy to keep things running smoothly. With Red, White, and Royal Blue 2 on the way, who knows what new challenges might arise? If the sequel explores Henry and Alex's relationship in the public eye, both on screen and off, the team might have to navigate even more delicate situations. But if Lopez could handle an unexpected conversation about body hair like a champ, we'd say he's more than ready for whatever comes next. And that is what we have to say about Part 2. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.